Hello friends, welcome to today's video. So today we'll be continuing the topic of our electronic devices lecture 2. So in the last lecture we have seen how the P and N junctions are formed, and when they are connected to each other in the manufacturing, then what will happen is there is a small junction which is there in between the P and N diodes. In the P diode is the one in which holes are more, and N diode is the one in which the electrons are more. So this is found by using the pentavalent impurities, and this is by using the trivalent impurities. So this we know from our previous class. So now what happens is when the PN junction diode is manufactured in the lab, then what happens is since here holes are more and here the electrons are more, of course there are some electrons here also and the holes here also, but then we are adding impurities. So what happens is the number of holes here are more and the number of electrons here are more. Initially, before adding the impurities, P was equal to N, means the number of holes is equal to number of electrons. But after the doping, what happened is the number of holes here has increased and the number of electrons here has increased. That doesn't mean no electron is here or no hole is here. They are there, but it's just that the holes are more and here the electrons are more. So what happens when this is formed? So what happens is this holes are more here and holes are less here. So what happens is these holes will drift to this side. Similarly, electrons are more here and holes are less here. So these electrons will drift to this side. I mean, not drift, they will diffuse to this side because of the concentration gradient. So what will happen is, so there is a current because of this, and this is a so we can see that these electrons are diffusing towards the left, and whereas the holes are diffusing towards the right. So this is because of the concentration gradient. Okay. Then what happens is as the electrons and holes started to drift each other, then what happens is this is our overlapping region. Earlier it is small. Because of the diffusion, what happens is once the holes from here are drifted to this side, earlier it was having a positive charge. Once it had drifted, then what happens is the negative charge will become. Similarly, whereas electrons were there here, so this electron has diffused to this side. So what happens is because of this a hole will be formed here. So what happens is these holes and here this side electrons, they will form a small region. So this region is known as the depletion region. Depletion means nothing is left, or you can say no charge carriers. We can see in the diagram the holes are formed at this boundary in the n side, whereas the electrons are formed in the p side. Negative means electrons and plus means holes. So now we know from our previous class from the electrostatics, once the charges are there, that means electrostatic field will be there. So because of this charge, because of this electronic field, what will happen is some of the holes are attracted and some of the electrons are attracted. So because of what happens is there is a small drift current which is there. So since these are positive on the n side, the holes from this will get drifted to the n side. So that is what electron drift happens because of the electric field. Because of the electric field in the depletion region. So likewise the holes from this n type side will drift to this p side because of the negative electric field here. So that is the direction of the holes that are drifting here. So this is a drift current because of this, and because of the diffusion current is there. So the total current is equal to the diffusion current plus the drift current. So in a diode, these two are the currents which are there. So now moving ahead, so now we know that in a PN junction diode is like this, a triangle with a small bar like this. So this is represented by p side and this vertical line is the n side. So this is the PN junction diode, a basic symbol. So what happens is there is a condition when we connect this in a circuit. If the positive side of the voltage of the battery is connected to the p side, then and the negative is connected to the N side, then it is known as a forward bias. It is very easier to remember. If the positive side is connected to the P side, positive is connected to P, that means it is forward bias. Negative is connected to N side means it is a negative bias. No, negative is connected to N side means it's also positive bias. So P is connected to positive side, N is connected to the negative side. So that means it's a forward bias. So and we know that P side holes are more. Holes have a positive charge, whereas N is having more number of electrons. Those are having negative charge. So what happens is this is the positive side and this is the negative of the external voltage. So the holes here and the electrons here. So this positive charge is applied to the whole of this to this P side, which is more with positive charge. So what will happen is they will repel. We know the like charges will repel, whereas the negative charges will attract. We know this very well. So because of this positive charge, more electronic voltage, the holes here will get get repelled and they will move to the other side. So what happens is the hole will move to the N side. Similarly, because of the negative voltage on the electron negative side, N side, electrons will drift to the P side. So holes are coming to here and electrons are going there. So what happens is both are moving. We know that the whole current is positive, means the direction of the holes is the direction of the current, whereas the direction of the current is in opposite side to the electronic flow. So because holes are drifting and so because of the holes current is in this direction, and similarly because of the electrons moving here, the current is also in this direction. So the total current is in the right side direction. So this is we can represent Ip plus In. P is due to the holes and N is due to the electrons. So this condition is a forward bias and the current is the forward current. And also there's in this depletion region when the p-n junction diode was formed, because of this electric field there will be a small voltage which we call it as, let's say, V naught here, which is the depletion voltage. So this is, let's say, this is the external applied voltage V. So as we increase the voltage, what happens is once this V, we are slowly increasing the V. So this is the voltage V, and here there is a voltage V naught. So we are increasing the V, and then when the V is less than V naught, current is 0. When V is equal to V naught, current is also 0, but then it starts to flow. When V is more than V naught, current will flow, because of this external voltage is now greater than the electronic field of this depletion region, and then they will be able to push this holes from the P side to the N side, and this negative voltage on the N side will push the electrons on the P side only when V is greater than V naught. So only then when V is greater than V naught, the current will start to flow in the diode. So this is what it says. So as the voltage reaches V naught, then the current will be more. So this is the current. So then the more you increase the voltage, the more current will flow. So the current is nothing but V minus V naught by resistance R. This is the current through the diode, you can say. So this condition is a forward bias condition, and normally diodes are used. So normal diodes are used in forward bias only. Now what if the connections are reversed? Let's say this N side, this negative side of the battery is connected to the P side where holes are more, and if this positive side of the battery is connected to the N side which is having more number of electrons. So what happens is this condition is known as a reverse bias. Negative is connected to P side, it's reverse bias. Positive is connected to N side is the reverse bias. So in this condition, what happens is this negative side, because holes are more, what will happen is they will get attracted. So they will be moving here. So here also the plus side is there. These electrons will be attracted to this side. So because of this, what happens is as the electron is moving from here and is going, that means a hole is created here. So this hole is shown here with the positive side. Similarly, here the holes from the p side are attracted by this negative side, by this negative voltage. Then electrons are created, isolated. Then this is shown with a negative charge. So because of this, what happens is the depletion region is more. So the depletion width is more, and since the depletion width is more, the V naught which is there because of this depletion region is also more when compared to the normal diode. So what happens is an external voltage V has to be applied more. So because of this V naught, what happens is this is more in voltage. So what happens, current will not flow. This voltage will tend to oppose this applied voltage. So in negative bias, I mean in the reverse bias, no current will flow. Even if small current will flow, then what will happen, that is a very small current which is known as a saturation current or a reverse bias current, which is designated by I naught. So this current is small, which is because of this depletion region. Internally some charge carriers will be moving from here and there. So normally this current is negligible, and we can say almost it is zero. So now when we want to study the entire characteristic of the PN junction diode, so this is the forward bias condition when voltage is positive, and when the voltage is negative, then it is a negative, I mean reverse bias. So as we have said, this V naught in the forward bias, as the voltage keeps on increasing and it reaches the V naught, it increases. That means current will start to flow in the diode, which is a current I, which is IP plus IN. So this is the reverse bias when the applied voltage is on the negative, means reverse to the existing PN side. So in this, what I mentioned is current is very small. So you can say this current is very small, whereas this current is very high. This is in the milliamps, 100 milliamps, whereas here it is in the microamps. So this current is very small. We can almost say zero. So this is a PN junction diode characteristics. You can just remember this diagram. It is very simple. It is like this. They can ask this in the exam. The characteristics of the PN junction diode. So now some of the applications of PN junction diode are to be used as a rectifier. A rectifier is an electrical device that converts the alternating current which periodically reverses direction to a direct current. Means AC to DC, alternating current to direct current. I will show you in the diagram. Alternating current is like having both the positive side and the negative, whereas this is the input alternating current and this is the output DC. So here only on the one side is there is nothing on the negative side. So we are converting this entire thing into only this thing. So this is AC to DC conversion. So this is a rectifier. So how the PN junction diode can be used as a rectifier is, from above forward bias condition, we know when the positive voltage is applied to the P side and negative apply on the negative side, this is the forward bias condition and the current will flow. What will happen if the negative is applied on the positive side and positive is applied on the negative side? So this is the reverse condition. So in the reverse condition, no current will flow, and in the forward bias condition, current will flow. So this is how, so this connection, so when you apply a voltage of this waveform, what will happen is during this time positive is applied to the positive side, so current will flow. So positive is applied to positive side, current will flow. Whereas when you apply negative to P side, no current will flow. So there is no current here. and then when the again the voltage tends to positive, then again the current will flow. So this is how the rectification is happening. So any small p-n junction diode in forward bias condition in this configuration is acting as a rectifier. So this we are calling it as a half wave rectifier, because only half, this is a complete wave. We know from our wave theory, this is a complete wave. We are only rectifying the only the positive side. So this is a half wave rectifier. This is one of the applications. Now doing some small configuration change in the circuit, what we can do is we can achieve the full wave rectification. So what happens is here we have taken a transformer, or by center tapping, what we are doing it is when the positive voltage is applied, then what will happen is this diode will conduct, because here is p side and n side. So we are using two diodes. So during the positive side this diode will conduct, and during the negative side this diode will conduct. The connection is given such that it reverses the direction, and these two diodes will conduct throughout the entire cycle, and this is how we are achieving the full wave rectification. So you can remember half wave rectifier and a full wave rectifier. Half wave only one diode is used, full wave two diodes are used. Here normal configuration, whereas here the center tapping of the transformer is used. This they can ask in exam. This is one of the important application of the p-n junction diode. In any device, in any electronic device, you will know the first circuit which will be there in this will be a first a rectifier, because in our homes AC is there 230 volts AC, and then we want to convert it to, let's say, 50 volts or 60 volt DC. Then what happens is AC will be given to a rectifier, and then this will be given to a voltage regulator, and then we'll be able to achieve the 50 volts. So now we have understood the rectifier. So next we'll be moving ahead to the voltage regulator. There is one more type of diode which is known as a Zener diode. This diode is a bit different diode. Normal diode are used in forward bias condition, are manufactured such that they are used in forward bias, whereas Zener diode are manufactured such that they are operated in a reverse bias condition. If you remember this, that is more than sufficient. So Zener diode is designed to operate under reverse bias condition in the breakdown region and is used as a voltage regulator. So Zener diode is used as a voltage regulator. So how this is done is Zener diode is fabricated by heavily doping p side. See, this is a p-n junction diode. What happens is this p side is heavily doped, and n side is also heavily doped. So because of this doping, the voltage characteristics are changed when compared to the normal diode. So the important application of this Zener diode is in the reverse bias. What happens is because of the heavy doping, this p-n junction, this depletion region width is more. So what happens is when the negative voltage is applied, so this is a reverse bias condition. Positive is applied to n side and negative on p side. So what happens is in the reverse bias condition, the depletion voltage is more. But then when the input voltage is more than the reverse bias voltage, which we known as Vz, let's say it is called Vz, Zener voltage. As the voltage is increasing on the reverse bias, what happens is a point will reach where the application voltage is more than the Vz, then the current will flow, heavy current will flow. So what happens is when the heavy current is flowing, from our basic Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So when V increases, I should also increase. But what if V is constant, I is increasing? So this condition will give us the voltage regulation. We'll see how it does. A small diagram is sufficient to explain. So this is a Zener diode voltage regulator configuration. This is the input voltage, and this is a Zener diode. The symbol of Zener diode is like this. There is a Z. So this Z is representing a Zener diode, whereas PN diode is simple a vertical line. Zener diode is a Z. So if you are connecting the Zener diode in this configuration, so this is a VZ in the reverse direction, plus minus, So once the voltage is more than the Vz, what happens is, once the V is greater than Vz, the current will flow from here. Let's say Iz plus, and this is IR. Let's say the total current I is equal to Iz plus IR. Then as the voltage is applied is more here, and then the Zener diode has crossed this Vz voltage, then current will increase. This overall current will increase. So this I is increasing. Iz is also increasing drastically. So the more the I is increasing, since these two are current in parallel configuration, and this current division will happen as per the resistance division, from the Ohm's law we know that the less is the resistance, the more current will flow. In the parallel configuration, it is reverse. So what happens is, as the I is increasing here, then the Iz will be more here. Iz will be more, whereas IR will this I will be mostly a constant. So when the I is constant, this IR, this IR which is constant, if this is flowing through RL, so it will generate a voltage, regulated voltage. Let's say VR, it is IR into RL. So this IR is fixed and RL is fixed. So VR is almost equal to fixed. So when the VR is fixed, so it means you can call it as a regulated. So irrespective of the input voltage, even though input is varying, output is fixed. So this condition is known as a voltage regulation condition. So Zener diodes are used for voltage regulation. I hope things are clear. I will just do a quick summary. PN junction diodes are used in forward bias. Initially, they have both the drift current as well as the diffusion current. In forward bias, PN junction diode current is more. Reverse bias, almost no current. You can say zero. So this is a normal PN diode. They are used as a rectifier. Half wave rectifier are used by using one diode. As a rectifier, full wave, we need to have two diodes minimum. And then another diode is the Zener diode, which is heavily doped PN junction. So this is operated always in reverse bias, and this is used as a voltage regulator. So if you have liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos. If you have any questions, comment in the section and I will answer your questions. Thank you for watching.